accusing them of being Israeli spies and taking care of all sorts of different categories of opposition after the ceasefire started. I just say we can't keep kicking this can down the road. The regime has to go, and I hope that the Western world would realize that sooner than later. Thank you, Gary.
I don't know whether the United States should have gotten into the Vietnam War or not. History might suggest not, but we were in that war. And there's been a lot of postscript analysis suggesting that that war might have ended differently had Nixon and then Johnson not been so reticent to
my friend
go against the head of the beast and attack Hanoi. And so if you're going to get into a war, which you should think very carefully about doing, and whether it's justified or not.
I'm about to be a speaker on Gary Baumgarten's critical thinking, but sometimes he brings me up on stage and then he never calls on me. Such a prick.
Earlier, right at the beginning, when I quoted somebody who challenged me on this, what have you accomplished by killing all these people? And you're exactly right. The regime remains in place. We were hearing analyses recently from people on this stage, Iranians, that the regime was right now, as a result of all this, on the verge of toppling. I don't know whether that's true, but if it's so, why do you stop? I don't get it. Let's not make any mistake about what's going on here. It's not just that Iran is a sovereign nation, which is how people are viewing this, many people. The government of Iran is a terrorist organization. I'm not going to go through the entire litany of all of the terrorist attacks that have occurred. If you want to say, I don't care about those damn Iranians who are getting executed, that's their problem for being dissidents. That's their laws that they're violating. It has nothing to do with me. Who cares? All right, fine. Take that position. Not mine, but you could take that position. But what about all the other lives that have been lost outside of Iran by their exportation of terrorism? It's all on the record, including Americans who have died, not just people in the military, by the way. So this is not just a fight between Israel and Iran. It's primarily a concern for Israel because Iran has stated, the government of Iran has stated its intention to eliminate the state of Israel. This is why they fund Hamas. This is why they fund the Houthis. This is why they fund Hezbollah to do their fighting for them and other terrorist organizations. It's not Iranian soldiers marching in, but it's Iranian weaponry that's being used against Israel. So yes, primarily, this is the future of the state of Israel, also a sovereign nation, their right to exist. Nobody's talking about eliminating Iran from the map, the way Iran and its proxies are talking about eliminating Israel from the map. People have to get the correct perspective about what's going on here and how Iran is a threat to all of us. They have a fatwa out on the President of the United States. They had a fatwa out on Salman Rushdie, and they finally got to him. They didn't kill him. They had, I forget how many millions of dollar bounty on the head of Salman Rushdie because they didn't like what he wrote in a book, because they found what he wrote blasphemous. So they put a hit out on Salman Rushdie, and now he is crippled for life and blind in one eye.
Gary, it's a toxic relationship.
Huh? What is?
Israel and Iran, they have a toxic relationship.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, John, by the way, we're not going to get to you, but thank you for that.
Thank you very little, Gary. Thank you very little.
You're welcome very little. You came on the stage too late for us to get to you. It's nothing personal, but removing you from the stage is because you were disruptive. So anyway, toxic relationship. Sounds like you're talking about me and my ex-wife. What the hell are you talking about, toxic relationship? Anyway, people don't want to view it from that perspective. And so I'll just leave it at that, Rooster. I think history will show that stopping the prosecution of this war, which the United States, I'm not talking about the United States continuing. I'm talking about forcing Israel to stand down. History may very well prove this to be a mistake, and I'll let you respond to that before I get to our last two calls.
Because like it's not a bunch of like dudes that are taking these
I'm
benefits.
sorry, the last thing
anyway.
you said, history is
They proved that it was a mistake to stand down at this time.
I didn't take it that way.
Right, that's the issue. I think we are so close to regimes as there have ever been. I think the Iranian people have a chance to free themselves. But I'm not here. I was actually against this war to begin with. I thought it would make the regime stronger. That's a whole different topic. But now at this point, when you've done this much damage, I think there's a chance for the regime to go, for the head of the snake to go, and I wish more was done.
Thank you, Rooster. We'll let Brent and then Shane get the last word. Brent.
There's two things. One is I kind of fear we're in the worst of all worlds. That the attacks weren't successful in significantly delaying the program. That the Iranian logic to do a nuclear sprint is going to be more straightforward than ever. Nuclear deterrence does work. It does prevent a state from essentially attacking you, and that Trump himself or the president might not be up for another round. I think if
Good. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm just dealing with a little bit of allergies to pollen, but other than that, not too bad. There you go, pollen schmallen. That's what I always like to say. Pollen in your pollen. You ever hear that one? Pollen in your pollen? Because that's a good one. Well, maybe snot balls. Snot ballin'. Shot callin'. Snot ballin'. Alright, now I gotta carry all this wood. Anyway, this is another edition of Amir Terrorist Supporters. I figured I would ask, what's your vision for the future? Alternative titles for this room were Everything Insane, or another alternative.
I talked to Amir. I talked to Amir and Edward once. I was like, "Are you guys even involved in a peace movement?" And he's like, "I'm trying to start a nonprofit." And so my point is, what they're doing is not peace movement. What they're doing is terrorist. They are terrorist supporters, or they are. I came up with another term for it today, but the point is, my vision for the future is, Caddyshack, basically. I don't remember any terrorists on the golf course other than Judge Smales. So, if Judge Smales is the worst that it's going to get, which is a rich asshole who, demands everything, I mean, is that the worst that it can be? I mean, what's worse, Judge Smales or 100 Islamic jihadists with machine guns and grenades and rocket launchers that want to make you submit to Sharia, or you will die, in the conflict. So that's the way I see it. It's like black and white. It's crazy. It's crazy that, life is crazy. Reality is crazy.
Right, the world is weird.
I mean, Doc saw violence firsthand, I mean, do you think Iraq was justified? Do you think Afghanistan was justified? I mean, full withdrawals. I mean, not full withdrawals. I guess we still have the biggest embassy in the world in fucking Iraq, which is like acting as
I
like.
think it's funny that we used to run away. Like I used to run away from the police because I was smoking weed in the middle of the woods. And somebody smelled weed in the woods, and they would call the police, and the police would come to the middle of the woods and try to bust us for smoking weed. And then we would have to run away into the woods, away from the police who wanted to arrest us for smoking weed.
Like Lord of the Flies.
Speaking of allergies. And now you can just go buy it in a store.
It's so crazy what we were doing to ourselves as citizens, you know? It's the prohibition. It's not new. Think about all the people that got arrested during the 20s for prohibition. So there's always something that is prohibition. I don't know what it is now. I mean, is it just the N-word, F-word?
Right, it's a prohibition on the N-word and the F-word. People go to jail for that. People go to jail for bravely using the N-word and the F-word.
I got called the F-word today by Ben Mendelsohn. You know, he said I'm an F-word loser. And it's just like you can... Yeah, you can see how it like shakes people when they know that somebody is filming them and putting them on YouTube. They're just like, motherfucking faggot, fucking loser.
I don't know if you were as well aware of this as I am, because it's about me. It's not about you. But JV hates me now. He hates me.
Yeah, he thinks that what I did was you.
Wait, what? That I called him a grifter?
Used his name in a title, called him a grifter, etc. Like he associates you with me, therefore he hates you, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but he's removed me from the room for like 5 days now in a row. Like I go into the room, I'm just listening for a while, and then you have been removed from the room.
Yeah, I've been live streaming him.
Yeah, because he was very triggered. When I called him a grifter, it must have touched a nerve, you know? I mean, if I call you the F word, you're going to be like, oh yeah, like, and F word to you too, you know? But if, I don't even know what would touch a nerve for you, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but like, clearly it hurt his feelings that I called him a grifter. And as a result, he now hates me forever.
It really doesn't matter because technically when you start filming them and putting them on other platforms, they're really doing the work of content for you. So I have no, anger against any of these people. They are fully automated for your distribution. And that's why I told you, like, you're either a fly or a spider or a fish or the fisherman with the net. I mean, if you want to just keep being the dinner, for people, that's okay. But the point is, they are fully automated for your distribution and potential opportunity. Like this app is a goldmine of content. And if they can't kick in with this anonymous feature, it disrupts their flow. It disrupts what they're doing every single day in their life, which is laying in bed, being depressed, talking on Clownhouse all day long. So when you start recording them, and they know that you're being recorded, it adds a whole nother level to this game where it's obvious that people are just being political here. And that's really what's happening all the time, in every way, in every shape and form. It's all politics all the time.
A lot of people don't want to be held to account for the positions that they have on this thing. I mean, I don't care. If you meet me in real life, I'm not going to be behaving like I am on Clownhouse, but if you come up to me and act like we're on Clownhouse in real life, I'll act like I'm on Clownhouse in real life.
Yeah, I mean, people act differently, I'm sure, because there's a physical element where if you fuck around and you can find out in the real world by having your nose punched in.
100.
But here on this app, I mean, it's the whole thing what Socrates said. It's like philosophy's out of style. Too many people's noses are getting punched in.
Yeah, but I think the word you were looking at, I came from Amir's room into this room, just so you know. But they're over there talking some bullshit, talking about baby killing and all this crap. And I was actually thinking of a word. I'm like, dude, you're nothing but an Islamic provocateur. How do you say it? Provocateur? Provocateur. Yeah,
he's an Asian provocateur.
Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, my post on X I wanted to retitle it because I've just been calling them terrorist supporters. I should call them like Clubhouse terrorist promoters and terrorist supporters and potential terrorists, and then provide the FBI's number in Detroit. And I tagged all these like Jewish organizations, American Jewish Committee. I used to volunteer with them, and so it got a lot of views, and it's making people think like, hey, what are people saying on these social audio platforms, whether it's X or Clubhouse or wherever? But I mean, the fact that they are essentially, you know, like the Jihadist James or the Tokyo Sally or whatever the fuck their names are, you know, how all these in all of our wars, the enemy, yeah, they are doing what these other war experiences have done, which is create propaganda in order to essentially try to dissuade Americans and ruin morale and reprogram them and propagandize them. So, you know,
Dude,
that's what's happening.
you gotta, start another. If you ever do another name or whatever, another account, you gotta call it like Islamic. You can't. Don't do it.
Islamic Jihad. Can you make an?
No, well, I was gonna say. I was gonna. Oh no, that was what I was gonna say. Palisade Production Company.
Yeah, I bet you the FBI has fake Wahhabist websites and everything. They're trying to like, you know, gather
Oh God!
indexes.
What do you think the analysts do for the NSA?
Yeah.
All right, we got Ron Jones in the house. Ron, please join the house, Ron. Amir terrorist supporters. This is the cracker in the top left. Donate to my Cash App, Ron. So make sure to donate a lot of money
Orders.
to my Cash App.
Yeah, JB doesn't even get paid to be here. Hit up my Cash App. Hit it up.
If you don't, I'll kick you out, you piece of shit. You piece of garbage. How about this, you fucking piece of garbage?
It sounds like every other dumb room I go in here on this
Fucking piece of garbage.
people always asking for money on the nowhere.
It is a really stupid app. You know,
Anyway, what? Sorry.
it's so obvious that it's such a waste of time here, and it's all politics. So it's like if you're not actually using this for political purposes, unfortunately, you're just like the victim here on this app. I mean, I think there's like a talk therapy dopamine effect, you know, which is happening, and that's why people are here. But if you're here talking, that means that like you don't have enough happening in the real world to keep you busy. And you know, everything I'm saying applies to me. So I mean, when you know,
Oh, I resemble that remark.
yeah. Hi, Danny.
Well, I am conscious. Sometimes I'm conscious of, like, if I'm engaging in a conversation for longer than like an hour or two, that's like feels like a really long time for me.
Goes quick.
But yeah, it does. But sometimes I'll like get up in the morning. I'll be on for 20 minutes as I'm like driving to do some shit. I'll do shit all day, and then at like 2 or 3 p.m. I'll sign in again, and the same people have been there
All day.
all day.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm that way when I drink because, like, drinking is kind of like conversating at a bar. This is like doing it at the house without having to get in trouble with a DUI. But like, I've been sober since Saturday night, so tonight will end my 3-day fast. Yeah, well, thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Please donate to the Cash
I
App.
don't even know what it says.
Send me money to the Cash App. Send me a picture of your boobs, Danny. Boobs to the Cash App, please. Thank you.
But no, but the thing is, like, when I don't drink though, when it comes to this app, when I don't drink, I'm only on here like maybe 1 or 2 hours a day. But when I'm drinking all day, I'll be on here all day.
Well, I'm just interested. I'm just interested in like communication theory, like what's motivating us, what's causing all this to happen.
I'm working on the pasta right now. Jesus.
Danny looks like she just got off the set from Fiddler on the Roof. Hold on, Danny. Why don't you take care of your things at your house? We'll help you be productive by not bringing you up on stage because honestly, having oh, never mind.
I use my kugel noodles to make regular pasta, and I'm a little upset about it.
You know, Danny, if I had a wife, I hate to tell you this, but if my wife used Clubhouse, it would be a big problem for our relationship. And I would have very little respect for her as my wife and as the mother of my children. That she is using a social audio chit chat app to scramble her brains like eggs every day. That's just me. Now, I don't have a wife and I don't even have a girlfriend, but I could tell you that if my significant other was wasting her whole fucking life on this stupid fucking app instead of taking care of business at home and taking care of shit that I need her to take care of, I'd be very upset with her.
Taking care of business and what else?
I still think I'm more sex.
Meaning that your priorities or your focus has to be fucked. Because if my wife was on this stupid app, I would know that her focus is not on business and on shit that I need her to take care of, you know, by default.
I tried to focus. Is this you today on the show?
Have as much fun as you want here, Danny, but I'm just warning you. Your fucking life has to be more miserable than it should be because of this stupid app. That's my opinion about the communication and what it does to your brain on this stupid
Look
app.
how good he looks on the show. This is so much fun. Did they have a makeup artist?
So, what is your vision for the future, Doc?
I see Doc as the next president.
No. I would not want that job.
If only he doesn't drink today.
Damn, Danny.
I'm on my 3-day fast right now, Danny.
Oh my God, look at Zach's PTR, dude. He was on TV.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Why are they all holding chopsticks?
Holy shit, look at that basket. Arc Maine.
Because we were doing a chopstick carving class at the Jewish Museum on Thursday.
Oh, that's cool.
So we were promoting the Jewish chopsticks, baby.
Dude, those could be huge.
I never had chopsticks in my Ashkenazi life.
You know, I met this guy I went to this like Jewish startup incubator event, and these are two products that I thought were interesting. One was the cannabis infused ice cream, and then the second was a matzah dessert cracker where they take like caramel schmore chocolate and then they like
matzo crack.
Yeah, so it was.
Yeah, that's so good.
Anyways, both those businesses I doubt ever took off, but just because food manufacturing is fucking very complicated and expensive, and food spoils, and there's got to be like shelf life. Like all this fucking food we eat is like only edible because of all the fucking preservatives they stick in it and food stabilizers to make the food actually not rot. So, but I congratulate you, my friend, on being on television. Do you have the YouTube clip? Can you post it to like your Instagrams? And make shorts of it? You should like totally edit it.
I did. I should make some shorts. Yeah, I did. I should make shorts. That's a really good idea. I did post the clip to the Instagram on the Rewild Man. What's up?
Yeah, Rewild Man. So Danny,
It's on the Rewild Man Instagram.
Danny, what's your vision for the future? What were you gonna say, Doc?
Lots of orgasms.
Cool. What were you gonna say, Doc? Never mind. I never should have asked.
Honestly, I should have done it this past semester, but I still think I might take some. I tried it in fall, go to cooking classes, and then I was gonna do it in spring, because when I showed up in fall, everybody was like 22 and younger. And I was like going to like meet chicks that I would potentially be able to date, and we could start a relationship on food, but I still might give it another shot.
What are you complaining about? 22-year-olds cooking cordon bleu? What's the problem here?
Well, I don't date women below the age of 40.
Oh, I see.
Personal preference.
What about 39 though? I mean, 38, 37. Like seriously, what's the difference?
I might give you a waiver to get in the army.
Yeah. You're 15 and you want to go fight in Germany? Sign up here, soldier.
Hey, could you guys get me in, even though I'm being psyop? Could you, I have celiac disease and I'm batshit crazy.
Wait, Danny, let me hear you create a clip about Darren LaHood and how he forced you to take a COVID-19 vaccine, or he was going to fire you from your job.
What's gonna happen?
I don't know, but I submitted my finalized federal complaint today, and I had some feedback on it that coworkers said that it was amazing. But I did notice there were some spelling errors, unfortunately.
You didn't run it through a prepared.
Well, it doesn't really matter because it's just like my email response, but they're going to issue me a summary investigation after they conduct the investigation. And then the lawyer from the union, she said based on their response, she will determine whether or not she wants to represent me. But I think there's a good chance that she will, because the person that I filed the complaint against is so widely disliked by so many people.
Is that me?
No, it's somebody at the U.S. Treasury. So
You ain't got no money we could take. What are you talking about?
I know.
I
know.
God, you're a millionaire, though.
Yeah.
You're smart.
His
No,
mother
I've
was smart.
for a long time.
His mother
I still
made the
haven't
fortune.
even got my inheritance from her yet. She was gone in 21.
Are you serious? Well, aren't you getting a monthly stipend?
No, I don't get anything.
Oh, well. Anyways, your mom was successful,
You don't
was she
think I've
not?
been living? Yeah. When she died, she's worth like 20 mil.
Wow, that's big money. That's real success.
Yeah, she gave. I think she gave away about 18 of it.
Oh my gosh. Where did she bury it?
Well, she started a battered women's shelter,
Oh wow.
and a lot of it went to Habitat for Humanity.
Do you think
A
there's
lot of,
battered men's
like
shelters?
Rotary Club, stuff like that.
Yeah, Rotary's big. What do you think about battered men's shelters? I've never seen a men's health clinic, and I've never seen a battered men's shelter. Why do you think that is? I mean,
Because nobody cares about men.
I know.
All I know about battered men is that my friend was working at a battered women's shelter, and then there was a transgender woman who, as we all know, is a man. So this was a battered man who was living as a battered woman. Basically a man pretending to be a battered woman. And he or she gained entry into the battered women's shelter. And then what do you think?
Rape.
No, but what's one step below rape?
Physical sexual assault.
Jerking off outside the window.
Oh, whoa. Fucking what?
And did it to 3 women in a row. So the transgender woman would sneak out of the building and go jerk off outside of somebody else's window. Oh, you can't make this shit up, bro.
Prime candidate for chemical castration right
It's
there.
like, okay, we'll have our first transgender woman ever. Don't do anything creepy like, jerk off your male penis outside of the women's bedrooms and everything will be fine. Oh, that's literally the first thing you want to do? You want to jerk off outside of their bedroom window and come up on the wall outside of the house? That's what you're going to do? Okay, that's exactly what I was afraid of, but sure, go ahead. Go for it.
All right, I've rebranded the room to the MAGA USA Clown House Party. You are now all at the official party and barbecue roast with Doge MAGA.
And we're going to be using a GD57 to set the barbecue on fire.
Yeah, create shorts. Put them everywhere. LinkedIn. I mean, oh my gosh, some of those, that video, probably get a lot of views with it on YouTube.
Yeah, I should do something with that.
Can't you like try to sell Rewild franchises?
I was trying to get you to fucking do one. The sad thing is, Rewild Maine already is a Rewild franchise.
Yeah.
Except I'm not the one selling it.
Yeah.
And my friend who started Rewild Portland cut me off because he said I became a right winger.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Girls Gone Wild?
No, but I actually used to work in the same building as the owner of the Girls Gone Wild brand. It was in Westwood, where RT Studios also was, which was Russia Time, or whatever it is, Russia Today. Um, yeah, that company eventually shut down operations that I was working for. But one of the guy, his name is Scott Lynn. He's very wealthy, and he has this company called Masterworks, where he actually does crowd share funding for investments in rare pieces of artwork. And I mean, that company is probably worth like a couple $100 million at this point, if not like $1 billion. And yeah, he was not that cool of a guy. You know, I think very successful people, many of them are like extreme psychopaths, sexually, manipulation, financially, like they always have an angle. And like that's one of the reasons why they are able to achieve a lot of success. But with great success can come lawsuits and everything else. But I'm trying to figure out what are the real components of success. Like when Donald Trump says, I don't know what these two countries' problems are, fuck them both. You know, he's.
I'm literally watching that right now.
See, I love Trump because he really has like an American position.
They don't know what the fuck they're
I
doing.
don't know what the fuck they're doing. Don't you fucking love that guy?
I'm like, that's my commander in chief.
People on this app have horrible TDS. They really think that he's. You know, I don't know if you know what Krasnov is, but that's what's considered his Russian spy code name. And people really believe it, that, you know, he is essentially a co-opted and blackmailed president, and that he's the stupidest person in the world. And the only people they hate more are the Republicans in Congress. It's just, man, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I'm glad that, like, I've finally started organizing on behalf of Republicans, because if Republicans aren't highly organized, the Democrats will become like, they're already the political industrial complex, but they're the biggest group of hypocrites you could ever meet. They're just do-gooders who talk, and it's all politics, but they'll never cut spending because they're nothing but communists and socialists. And Bernie Sanders, I don't know if you saw the Joe Rogan interview with him, but Joe Rogan destroys him over and over and over again because Bernie Sanders' narrative is bullshit. He's a fucking pickle farmer and he's worth $10 million. So he's full of shit. And they spent $1.5 billion on Kamala's campaign, and Elon Musk only spent like 150 million or something. So everybody lives in clown world and in a Democrat industrial complex. And, you know, the opposition, aka the Republicans, they're not well organized, and there's tremendous infighting, and there's incredibly stupid and creepy people in the Republicans as well. So, but you know, on the Democrat side, it's like tenfold. The whole thing is like a clown world. I mean, if anybody believes in genital mutilation and cutting off children's, you know, private parts and performing transgender surgeries on minors, if anybody goes to a library to have a trans man sing songs to your children, like, these are people that have to be essentially doxxed and reported for being mentally retarded and stupid. There's just like no place for that type of behavior, I believe, in our society. Some people may call that transphobia, but you know what? It's not a phobia. It's essentially understanding what these people are all about, which is politics. Because really, it's just a form of gaslighting. It's like very subversive politics. Anyways, I'm about to hop in a cold shower because it's 90 degrees in my apartment. Then I'm calling an Uber to go meet this girl at Federales for tacos. What are you all doing this magnificent MAGA USA Clown House party?
Let's all give you good vibes on your date. For tacos.
Taco Tuesday's always, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, tacos for Edmund.
Tacos para todos, everyone. Welcome to los Estados Unidos.
The Mexican kind and the furry kind. Love me a good furry taco.
However he likes them.
Me gusta la pinky taco. So I kicked Ron out earlier because that's definitely like somebody's burner account or something. I thought it.
Who?
Ron. Who's Anon? So the name of my burner account that everybody loves to hate because I'm recording them is called Anonymous, which is kind of funny. Shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that because now they're gonna search for the name and find it.
They already found it. They pulled up. I was in a room. Was her name Elena?
Yeah, she thinks she found it. Nobody has found it because I've never clicked on any profiles. So like it has no friends and it's always been private.
Yeah, but she took a screenshot of all your different profiles.
Oh, I know. She's trying to create a database of me, which I love. It means I'm doing something right. It means people have to keep track of me. You know, which shows that like
I can't even talk 2 sentences before she kicks me out of a room.
God bless her, you know.
And you know we're not friends. You know I don't like you. You have been removed from the room.
Okay, so I'm gonna step away from my phone here, but I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna go on mute. Requit is here. Carmen, welcome. Anon, come up on the stage if you want. Invite people to the room. This is the MAGA USA Clown House Party in the Amir Terrorist Supporters House.